Okay, so this is entry number 4, and I know this looks kind of funny. It's kind of cute though, but I'm taking off my makeup. It's bedtime, and I've never used this. Verse actually sent this to me. I'm not gonna say this video is sponsored because it definitely isn't, but shout out the free products. We love them, and my edges are still like on. I still got edges, but this is I don't know what the fuck going on. Can I even swear? I don't know what's going on, but I'm here breathing. Like honestly, I have my first day of therapy tomorrow, so I'm so excited to go and see how that's going to change my life, because I just know it is, and how my productivity is going to change with this new implementation of discipline. I've been watching some videos, and I'm always watching videos, but I've been watching some videos, and I really feel like I'm actually going to do it. Like, you know, when you watch videos and you're like, okay, save, screenshot, save. No, this time I am like radically about it. Like, even though I haven't uploaded entry 2 and entry 3 yet, I have them like edited, partly edited because I took some clips on my camera, some clips on my phone, but I have them ready to go, like literally ready to go. And I was out today at a little family gathering, but I have them ready to go, and I've been filming just to keep myself, you know, accountable and like have the footage, but I'm going to upload them all together, which is gonna be dope. And that's why I'm filming right now, because I didn't film today and I want to make sure that I film every day. Aren't these lashes cute? I take them off, but as I take off my makeup and get ready for bed, I think that today's entry is going to be about the importance of self-reflection and grace, because I think I talked about this in my last video, low-key, like barely. Oh, I thought it was something on my headband. It's really my phone. But grace is just not a thing in my book. I judge myself so harshly. It's really so bad, and it's hard to like just get out of that. I feel like it's very challenging to get out of that sometimes, especially when your brain attaches itself to someone else's, you know, version of life, someone else's narrative that you've created about their life, and now you are judging yourself based on the narrative that you've created. So today's episode, I guess, since that's what I'm basically calling them, is about grace and how to give yourself more of it. I think that the counter for not giving yourself grace is literally gratitude. I remember every morning when I lived by myself, for like 6 months, I would wake up and I would look to the sky, whoever's up there, whatever you believe in, and I would say thank you. And I did it yesterday because I caught myself beating up on myself, and I was like, thank you, because I really needed that reminder to like slow down and be like, yo, you're bugging. Where you are right now is not where you were last year. What you're complaining about right now is way better than what you were complaining about last year. And that's something, I'm sorry, I have to wipe this out. And that's something that you have to think about, is like the situation or like the overthinking that you're thinking about now. First of all, break it down. What is it? Because if you're overthinking about something that is in your life, I can't even talk. If you're overthinking about something that like you're passionate about, or something that brings you joy, you have to recognize that like you have to recognize that overthinking is like a first world problem, because there's people who don't even have the capacity to overthink. Like, they can only just do. They are in a position of like fight or flight. They can only just do. So for us to have the amount of time, because it takes time to overthink, and I can tell you that overthinking takes away time that we cannot get back. The amount of times I spent like moping in my room or like watching TikTok to like feel better, and these are not makeup wipes, I just had to say that. I cannot find my reusable pad, and these are like actual wipes, and I typically don't. Okay, let me just I'm judging myself for no reason, but they were there, and it is what it is. I look, you don't like that saying either. Okay, back to the topic. But you have to realize that like overthinking is a privilege. As much as it feels like it's poison, it's a privilege to be able to overthink. Your mind, as humans, we have the capacity to think about what we're thinking about. That's metacognition, bitch. I learned that freshman year of high school. And that thing is like so terrible for our mental state. And it's not necessary because half the time we're overthinking. Number one, we know what we want to do deep down. Even if it's like the hardest thing to do, we know what we want to do. Duh. But we're going to keep thinking and thinking and thinking about it so that we don't do it until we get to the point where we're tired and we're frustrated. We're like, screw this, and we do it. But think about that time that you spent overthinking where you could have just been acting, because most of the time that you overthink about something and then you do it, you're like, damn, why didn't I do it before? That's typically how it goes. Or you're overthinking about something that like did not need that much mental capacity. You're like, what shoe should I wear? 2 hours later, the event starts in 20 minutes. You haven't even left. Shoes are still not on, not sorted, not picked out. Now you're gonna be late because you overthought about your shoes, which no one's really staring at your shoes. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I say that grace needs to be a thing. Not to the point where like you're giving yourself too much grace, where you're like slacking. You still have to hold yourself accountable, but like don't beat up on yourself too much. Not too much, babe. And I have to tell myself that. I literally like make music about that and talk about that all the time. I encourage the heck out of people all the time. When it comes to me, I'm like, whoa, back that thing up. Please move. Like, please stop. Just let me chill. But like, I need that. I'm a fan of like aggressive positivity, and I think that as annoying as it can be sometimes, it is like the best superpower in the world, because we all know that like as humans we go through waves of like, you know, periods of happiness, periods of like a little sadness. It's not always float your boat happy all the time, but we also have to realize that we don't have to wallow in, you know, how we're feeling, because then we're claiming ourselves as victims, and we don't want to be victims. You know what I mean? How are you supposed to win if you are wallowing in what you're like feeling for a long period of time? Talk about it, do something, journal, paint, exercise. And I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to me, because lately it's been feeling like that. And I really like the fact that I've been trying to hold myself accountable on my own, which is like discipline squared, because typically, you know, people have like accountability partners. I'm like, no, we're doing it ourselves, and this is my accountability. So as much as I'm trying to give advice, not really. I have been taking out my makeup for like 4 minutes. I don't have that much on. But as much as I'm trying to spill to y'all, I'm talking to myself. I am preaching to the choir. Hello? Because it is important to me that I live this life to the fullest, that I do what I want with my time, with my energy, with my money, because everything is energy. Hello? We really have to tell ourselves that. And I was watching a video on manifestation today, and I was just like, let me click on it, let me watch it. And all the stuff that she was saying, she was like, even though I haven't really been without, you know, I can teach you how to like, you know, change your mindset. And for someone who like has gone without in that way, I was like, okay, or not even fully without, but like feels as though I have gone like, or had lesser. I thought it was pretty cool for her to even like admit that and say that she can be of service in a different way, because she has the foundation that we may want or we may seek. So I thought that was so cool. But why I brought that up was to say that brain fart. Why I brought that up was to say that it had something to do with grace. Was to say that Okay, was to say that relative. I'm like trying to figure out where this essay is leading to. Was to say that, oh, a part of like giving yourself grace and overthinking is that mental state, that mindset. Like, how are you supposed to will abundance? How are you supposed to will this stuff into your life if half the time you're thinking about, or you're overthinking, or you know what I mean? You're literally clouding up your brain to the point where you can't even let yourself win, because here you go judging yourself before you even take the step. You're like, oh man, that's really far. But you haven't even like taken one step. And I can say that as a person who does that, who has done that, still is working on it, it is challenging, but nothing is too hard. And I stopped saying hard because I don't like that word. Challenging. Things are challenging, but nothing is too hard, because there are people who can train their mind to do crazy things. So why can't we? And I can't even say crazy. I don't like that word either. Because crazy is only crazy until it becomes normal and it's normalized. But that's, I can make a whole video on diction and just etymology, but we won't go there right now. But what I'll say is, take the step, do the thing. Try to not judge yourself as much, because you've come so far. You and I don't even know you, we've come so far. What we have on our mind today is not what we had on our mind yesterday. Where we are today is not where we were yesterday. And you are not them, or the narrative that you've spun about them. You don't know what's going on. You don't know how hard they're judging themselves for you to be judging yourselves in relation to them. I think that's a huge thing that we all need to discuss, because as much as you think somebody has it great and they're like so this and so that, there's probably so many ways in which they're holding themselves back because they're overthinking, they're judging themselves, they're doing this. We never know. We only see what people allow us to see, and that's all we get. So we have to just keep doing what we do, and being ourselves. And I know being yourself sounds so like vague, but being yourself is literally moving without being told. The things that you do when nobody's watching, that's you. That's literally you. Me talking to myself in the bathroom, well, that's peak me activity, like, for sure. Do I care? No. Because I talk to myself out loud all the time, and I don't see it as a problem. So, yeah, but give yourself grace. And when I say you, I'm talking to me as well. Like, first and foremost, because I'm looking at me right now, but give yourself some grace. Life is not the easiest, and the mental space is the worst space to have cluttered. Trust me, I know. And once it is cluttered, it's not like you can just go and just like start organizing files and like clean up stuff together. No, once it is cluttered, it takes work to get it decluttered, to really get it decluttered. So I wish you well, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next entry. Get some rest, or I don't know what time of day it is for you, but I'm gonna go to sleep, so, because I gotta look beautiful, of course. But until the next entry, I wish you peace and love, abundance, and clear skin.